All right, I'm back, guys. I think I got it now. I'm back, Shamika. I'm back, Cassie. Somebody come talk to me. I'm bored. Like I said, I did something I think I never should have done. I went on Edward's panel and I tried to be nice to him. Our conversation started off good, but then when he asked me if I saw six Kanikas and I told him no, he wouldn't let me explain to him why I didn't see what I saw. And then the conversation went left. So I had to exit because I really did go into his panel trying to make amends with him. But I think he believes that anybody that goes on his panel and says anything that go against his narrative, it won't be good for the people that he that's in his chat. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. I went on his panel and I shouldn't have never done that. But I did it so I could I could wait for some videos about me and all that other stuff.
Hey,
Hey,
hey, my two friends.
how y'all doing, babies?
Oh,
You know what?
I gotta change my avatar. I forgot I put that up last night.
Y'all, I don't know what made, well, I don't know. I guess I was really in my heart trying to make amends with Edward, but it didn't go well. It did not go well.
What did I say? I said
I tried.
you
Y'all can't
beat
say
a
I
dead
didn't
horse.
try.
Yes, you tried.
I tried.
I'm not even
I
gonna
don't
say you
know.
failed because you didn't fail. He just ain't gonna allow it to happen.
Right, right.
There's a
He won't
difference.
allow it. I
But
guess he don't want anybody to go against his narrative.
I
But
was
it's not
shocked with the
fair.
women still again. They keep these women just surprised me because I've never seen them before, so I'm assuming they're kind of new to him
Yeah,
or
they are.
whatever. But as soon, they were like, they sound the one that especially sounded like she had some brains to her. But as soon as you got off, like I said, he called you the B word twice,
You
and she
see?
was right there, and like it didn't even phase her.
And
Yeah.
that's when I commented, and that's when I started going off like, why she's a bitch? You're
Oh,
such
I
a
missed it. I
Christian
got off after
man.
it. I got off
I
before you
said,
get
why
on.
she's a bitch? You're such a Christian man. I knew he was going to be mad. Oh,
Right.
there's Shamika B. Yeah, there I am. And
Right.
then he wanted me to join the chat, of course. So I did.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I missed it. Damn.
I didn't see that
And
part.
I went on there too. So Dana, don't feel so bad. I got bamboozled in there tonight too.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
well, it
That's
looks like you must have
crazy.
shut him down
And I
then.
was like, whoever's listening to you, they're weird too. Because how could anybody sit up in the chat and hear you describe anally with no lube, like you said, on there with your 11 inches? Like you're so disgusting, perverted, and everything else. But you know what? There is hope for you.
I don't know, Shamika. I really
Yeah,
don't. He's like an enigma. You can't
a
figure him out.
hopeless child.
Yeah. He is who he is.
Yeah.
He asked me, can he speak to Cassie? I said, you owe Cassie an apology for the way you spoke about her father. He said in the chat, I don't owe anybody an apology about what I said if it's the truth. Nah, that's not the truth. So again, how do you even expect to want to talk to somebody? I don't
I'm,
understand how you
I'm
want to talk to somebody. And then you asking to come on her platform to talk about what?
I'm
And
still
then you
stuck that he
saying
thinks I'm in your pocket or what?
in
he's
one
weird
hand, he's
because
saying, oh, I'm giving Cassie credit for the way she handled Nia. I couldn't have done it myself. Then in the next sentence, he's like, because I'll take you down, bitch.
yeah, yeah.
Well, all
I I
I could say this much. I heard him saying the parts about how telling Dana that you don't watch my live, so you don't know. I don't yell at everybody, blah, blah, blah. No. People that have watched your lives would have seen that for tonight, for a couple of hours, because whatever the reason may have been, you were talking cordially because,
mhm.
as you stated, you were trying to get people to basically run your show for you so you could kick back and lay down while you were playing some video earlier, whatever. But that's not how everybody knows. That's
He's
how
a
you are.
weird
You
motherfucker.
yell and scream every one of his lives. You click on it. It doesn't matter the subject.
Yeah,
9 out of 10, 99 out of 100 times, my name's going to be in there somewhere, no matter what the title. And you can watch the peak of his temper will rise right up at the top. And then when it gets like 3/4 of the way through whatever the length is, he starts
yeah,
coming back down. It's
yeah,
robotic every time.
yeah. You're right. He's
Every
just, I mean, I don't know what to say. I
He's
really
so excited. He said somebody named their kid after him,
time.
an island
yeah.
girl. Like it's very weird over there.
It is, and I think what's happening with some of these ladies, I think
Then the
they're,
lady's talking about, I'm sorry to cut you off, Miss Dana. She's talking about, I'm sorry for what Island Girl had to witness, what she had to go through when she saw Kanika come through on that gurney. Well, she didn't say it literally. She said that Kanika's dead body like that. They're trying
I
to say Kanika got burned and
yes,
oh man. And he's so mad because Miss Dana didn't want to believe that and agree with that.
Yep.
no,
And however, he was saying there's 6 different Kanikas. I guess he was so excited because Tiffany Draper believes it's 4.
mm-hmm,
So
Tiffany
it's
did not
going with
believe it.
some of his narrative.
Tiffany played a part to do what she was planning on doing, and she did it,
I know.
which really had
I'm
nothing,
just saying. I'm
nothing
just
to do with
saying.
Edward at all.
When he tried to get her to, tell her narrative of what her opinion was, I already knew. He
yeah,
was trying to, feed off of her and everything else like that. He was very excited. He was calm that night. That's his
Yeah.
character when he's calm and
Oh yeah.
it's
Yeah, because
just
after Tiffany got off, he started saying some shit like he was gonna have Tiffany was gonna have his baby or some shit. I called
yeah.
I
him. What
mentioned
the fuck,
I
Tiffany?
mentioned I mentioned Brazy. At first he was like, no, he was just my moderator. And then I mentioned another part
Somewhat.
and huh?
I said I still haven't seen the part where you were on there yet, but as far as Brazy being his moderator, I could state that it's true to a somewhat. I don't know what all was said, but yeah, he was the moderator. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I got Brazy to go in there and do a lot of things that I requested him to do, which was delete that, because I created that, and I'll be damned if Edward's going to have a copy of it.
Girl,
And he did
he's
it.
a strange person.
I got to give Brazy that much credit. He did do that for me.
Mm-hmm.
He's crying and crying. He talks about Nia, but he cries too because he's always asking
Temper
for people
tantrum.
to go on his panel. But when they get up there, he won't let them say what they have to say. If
Nope.
if he feel they're going against what he believes or his
Yep.
narrative that he's putting out, he won't let you speak. And
Exactly.
that's the problem he have. So it doesn't pay him to try to get people on his panel.
No.
especially people that don't believe the same thing that he believes. You
All
know.
right, but you talking about Nia tonight, but just a day ago or so, they was together.
Yeah,
Collaboration.
Well, actually, the
Stephen
past
absolutely.
48
Cassie.
hours, they've been tag teaming back and forth on each other's lives, basically.
Mhm.
But like last night, when Nia and them went live, you know, what was it? Nana, Mika, and Rachel and Nia, all of okay. Edward come in the chat and he was demanding, drop the link, put me on the panel,
No, you lying to me right now.
Mhm.
commanding for them to do this. Okay. Well, Nia just playing hard to get. She goes, just wait. I'll be your baby. You know, but he did the same thing to her over there, you know. And then uh when he got up on the live, he did. Now I will say this: when he got on her live, he did sit quiet. And who was it? I don't remember. I don't think it was Nana. So it had to either be
Mika. It was Mika.
Mika, or was it Mika? I was gonna say Mika or Rachel. It had to be one of those. But anyway, it was start dragging Edward, and
It was
so
me. It
Edward
was
finally got
Mika.
upset, said something back, and that's when Nia was like, "No, hold on, you don't talk to my panel guests that way." And he goes, "I'm your panel guest, and you need to get control of your panel." And I'm
Mhm.
laughing because I'm like, "You such a hypocritical bastard."
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
right. Me too. And that's the part I had.
Y'all are both witnesses. I've let that man up on my panel 3 times. All 3 times, all he did was make a bunch of background static feedback noise to where nobody could hear whenever somebody else was talking. And then on one of the 3 times, he blamed us for all that feedback noise when it was actually him doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to open my door for you to come in my house and take a shit again. I think 3 times was enough.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Because people like him will get their rocks off on, even if it was only just for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, whatever, they'll get their rocks off of, oh, I was controlling her channel for those few minutes, which is kind
Uh-huh.
of why I made the post that I made today when I said I owned y'all last night. And I did, because
That's why I didn't want to get on his panels at first today when he kept saying, join, join.
he wants somebody else
Because
to
he
run it. That's
has
why he
too
yelled at
much
those ladies.
control.
Yep. He yelled at those
Yeah.
ladies. I want y'all to run it like I do. Keep the like he used to say in the group all the time, keep the conversation going. That's their jobs as my moderators. No, that ain't my
Right.
job. Moderator's job is to be an adult babysitter. Okay, whether
They're
anybody likes it or
crazy.
not, that's what it is.
Mhm.
But yeah, he now I heard that he gave me props off and on all throughout the day or whatever. I still have not heard them come from his mouth. I'm not saying that he didn't, but you know, it don't mean nothing, because to me that's the equivalency of the devil giving me a compliment.
Yeah.
I'm, I
He's
don't,
trying to he's trying to bait people in. He wants us to go on his panel so
I'm
he
not
can do exactly what he did tonight. You know,
not gonna
he
get it.
wants to let us talk for a little while and then shut us down, curse us out, and do what he do.
Yeah, well, I told him in the comments, though, I think it was one time that I've actually got in his comments on his channel, and I says, I will never grace you with my presence. It's
Hmm.
never gonna happen. Not on your platform. Nope. And I won't, because all it will do is promote him. It will confuse people that do follow me. I mean, I know you got, like, y'all will understand what would be if I did do it, but a lot of other people, they would not understand. And
Hmm.
I'm not here to cause chaos and confusion against popular belief, you know. Um and to be honest, if it was somebody else and I was looking in from the outside like a person might be or whatever, it would confuse me. Why is that? Because I'm gonna lie, like when I saw Tiffany over there, it it,
Mm.
it confused me for a second. Then I remembered, okay, this is Tiffany, you know, and I
Yeah.
I figured she had her reasons, and I'm put it like that, because I don't know if she's got more reasons to go back or not. But from what I understand, the reasons that I was thinking in my head, it was very similar as to why it was she did what she did. And hey, I'm cool with that, because that's her life to do those things, whatever. Now,
Mhm.
if she can control. She can control. I don't want to say too loud. She can control him. And so, go girl, you go girl. While she's there, maybe she can save a few hostages. I don't know. But this is my thing, Dana. You said it very gracefully, and I would never be as much of a woman as you are to be able to do what you did tonight. When you said as graceful as you did, without insulting anybody, and I'm gonna put it in layman's terms. You said Island Girl ain't got the terminology to be talking like she's talking.
No,
I can't talk like I can't do it because that inner anger for what she's done jumps out ahead of my voice.
right.
Graceful. I try to kick it down, but it won't stay down, because it's like, bitch, you lied.
Hi, Charlize.
Hey, girly.
Yeah, she lied. That was a big lie.
Yeah. It's like, okay, when they were talking about the first autopsy, the second autopsy. Okay, well, that right there proves how wrong of information that they're passing around, because if by some, I ain't even gonna say a miracle, I ain't gonna waste that word on her, she ain't no damn employee of the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office. And the first autopsy
what I heard him say, he's trying to make a distinction between a medical examiner and a medical examiner's assistant, not understanding the positions and the roles they play.
He don't know.
They don't even know.
She don't even know.
She don't know either.
As many videos as I've already put out, and you've already put out about it, they ain't paid attention. But look, this is my thing. Cook County did the first autopsy. A private medical examiner hired by the family did the second one. So how is she trying to say that she did the second one?
That's crazy.
She already said she's only the medical assistant. She didn't do any of them. Whereas on the documents, it shows the assistant did the autopsy. Always does the autopsy.
Exactly.
No, I'm sorry. I take that back. The assistant supervises the student doing the autopsy. There we go. As far as Cook County goes. So, then, right before you came on there, I heard him. I didn't rewind it enough, I guess, or whatever, but I heard him say, Casey's crew is the one, something, or people or something, was the one calling somebody's work. And my mind went straight to Shamika B. And I was like, the fuck did I do to because of what we were talking about earlier, and then I realized, he was talking about a Island Girl. But I'm glad I didn't want you to get on this panel, but I'm kind of glad you did, because the thing is, it's not like anybody called up there and says, do you have an employee named Island Girl 49?
Right. That
part.
It was
ain't nobody
in the
community that stupid. Well, let me take that.
I guess maybe
stupid was not the right word.
I think
there's only one person I think that would have done something like that and has done something like that would be Tiffany. Tiffany called Rosemont Police Department, Public Safety Department, and he says she bugged until she got to speak to Anthony De La Cova and asked him about that fake confession from Gina McGill. She did finally get him on the phone. But she would be the only one, even if it said Island Girl 49. I'm surprised she ain't done that now. Do y'all have an Island Girl 49? Because she's not crazy enough to do that shit.
He just embellished. When he said 20, somebody called 20 times, he know it wasn't 20 times, because I made a live and did it on live. And it was only 3 times that I had called. But I didn't ask for Island Girl. I asked for Dr. Ruggie.
Exactly. And see, even with my email, he said that they answered me back. Well, what did you get the email? Because it didn't come to me.
And he's also saying that some of your subscribers ask you about, an update on that email you sent. And you blocked them because you couldn't provide them with the answer to it.
Can he provide me with the name of the person that I did that to? Of course not.
It's all lies. It's all lies.
And that's what That is right now what the battles between the Facebook platform and the YouTube platform, and
Right, Charlize.
it's
Negative.
the I'm gonna call it for what it is, the evilness of people that are not happy in their own world and are pissed off because people like you and I are messing up their game that they're running. And so they're going, like I told y'all, what, 3 months ago or so, I said, watch. And I said it quietly, but I knew it was still going to happen. I said, my haters are all coming together with the spider web. I says, by summertime, don't be surprised if they all don't collaborate together to come at me. And that's basically what they're doing. And guess what? I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
When I leave, if I leave, it's on me, not from nothing to y'all. Because, okay, whoop-de-fucking-do. Y'all got up there and y'all said the name of a rapist and tried to make it sound like I protected him when I'm the one that fucking had him prosecuted. Not just prosecuted, but prosecuted to the maximum amount of time possible. And he had to serve all of that.
I think that was so foul.
A lot of people thought that was foul.
Do that.
A lot of people called them out in the groups for doing that too today. Mm-hmm. I saw that. And they stood on their own. And that's really what kind of made me look at them even on a higher plateau, because it's like they didn't, like I'm constantly getting blamed. I got blamed an hour ago. What, are you going to tag B now? I hadn't been tagged B. I don't tag nobody to come stand next to me when I'm saying anything I have to say. And these, the people that I saw making statements about what was said last night and how disgusted they were with that, they stood there on their own. They didn't tag me. If they put my name, they just put like my first name to where that way it wasn't tagging me or whatever, because they were standing there on their own. So then, of course, the evil people, they want to turn around and say, look, Cassie's got you over here fighting her battles for her. She just left you out to dry. Cassie didn't even know anybody was over there saying shit because I wasn't tagged. And right. I don't carry my laptop. I mean, I used to carry my laptop everywhere I went. I don't do that anymore. I just got griped at an hour ago because I didn't carry my laptop in the kitchen when I went to go get me something to eat. And Mika Kane was commenting and wanted me she got mad because I didn't reply fast enough. What, are you going to get Shamika now or what? I went to go make me something to eat. Fuck, bitch. I just got done working from outside. I was hungry.
Yeah.
My social media is not my life like it used to be. And it wasn't social media really that was my life. It was researching Kanika. But still, this computer is not my life.
Man.
I don't know what they felt they were going to accomplish by doing what they did last night.
Exactly. They tried to make it look like something else.
Yeah, it doesn't change anything.
Because it was Mika Kane that brought it up. Nana was reading it. And what Nana read, Nana threw extra words in there because it did. What I had written to her did not say all of that she was saying. And then if you notice, Nia was cutting her off because she didn't want her to, just in case she was going to say the full truth, she didn't want her to say the full truth.
Right.
She didn't want her to say, oh, Cassie's the one that prosecuted him. No, she didn't want that out there.
That's crazy.
When in fact, she's the one that was, when her ex-husband did that 98-year-old woman, she's the one that got up there. Oh, I'm pregnant. I'm on bed rest. I need my husband at home with me. And I'll say it again. I've said it before and I'll say it again. For somebody that did that to an old lady, served a year in felony. I don't know if he did it. A lot of times you're supposed to go to prison, but if you only do like a year, they'll leave you in county instead because of the overcrowding. But he was sentenced to a prison for a year. I'll put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And when he gets out, he got custody of her kids.
Yeah.
So what have you got up your sleeve, lady, that you lost custody to him?
We can see, some of the behavior she displays.
If she better watch it, because I have never looked her up like the way I looked her up last night, and I think all of y'all that's here right now pretty much knows. Well, I don't know, Dana, if I told you or not, but I know the other two know. I looked her up like nobody's business. I didn't even realize the sun was up and shining and everything else. The woman's got active warrants for 10 years now. She needs to shut the fuck up off of social media. That's what she needs
What?
to do. Yes.
Oh my
When it's an
God.
active warrant, it will be in red and it'll say active warrant. And it's 10 years old and it's still active. Yep.
In Chicago?
Nope.
In the
In
other place.
Minnesota.
Uh-huh.
She's
Oh,
a thief and a liar. She has the record I saw. She's a thief and a liar.
Yeah.
Imagine that, huh? Running
Wow.
all these fucking scams on the internet. Imagine her being somebody who stole something. I'll just say it like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
The active warrant is for she was on probation or whatever, and then she violated probation, and then she failed to appear in the when she was
right.
had her court thingy or whatever.
Well, she needs to go take care of that. 10 years old. But I
Okay.
really believe she started coming for you because of what Edward said about you running her off of Facebook.
Oh yeah.
I think that's when I started seeing her little suggestions start popping up again.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, I never thought of it that way. Not as far as running her off, but as far as her name, changing her name like she did.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought of it the way that Edward put it out there. And when he said that, I had to stop and think for a minute. And I was like, so this man really does pretend, I guess would be a good
sorry.
As far as like he puts on a good show, like he believes what he says, but he doesn't. He knows better.
Yeah.
And by him making those comments that he's made about Nia the past couple of days, showed me. It doesn't show me that he's got a good side. Hell no. It just shows me that he does have some brains.
Mm-hmm.
And when he picks and chooses to show his brains, his real brains, he's done that. And because it really never had occurred to me that anything that we had said or done caused Nia to change her name. But yeah, I guess it did.
But when I look at him and I see the way he responded to Nia, even though he said some negative things about her, he still said, and you can tell in his voice, that he really likes her. So my thing is,
I love you. I love you. And I'm like, what is wrong with this man? Is he really trying to convince her that he wants to screw her or something? I mean, it was like,
it's
really
not that he wants to screw her. He really likes her as a person. I could tell that in his voice. But my thing is, and I'm not saying he doesn't have to like her, but I'll ask the question, why does he dislike me and you? Because we've never, ever really told him anything ugly, like personal attacks, the way Nia has.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you this.
Why don't you like us? Is it solely because of the way we feel about the case and the information that we know?
The answer that I can give you that I gave the other day, actually, when I saw Tiffany on his panel, the first thing I did after I heard her asking him some questions was I hit up Charlize and I says, you better tell Tiffany she better interview me and ask me the same damn questions, because I was so irritated at his answers. And he really, the one question that she asked him, like, why do you and Cassie have beef or whatever, he really danced around that. He never really answered it. And it started with when he begged me to get up on his platform in his group, and I did. And I'm gonna just say this. I've always assumed, I've never even asked, but I'm gonna say it like this since B's right here. I've always assumed that Shamika B told Mika Kane about it, because it was the next day Mika Kane all of a sudden came and joined the group, and he had made another post without asking me if I would come back to his live again. So he just made a post that I was gonna be coming to his live a second time, and Mika Kane saw the post, and she got up underneath it, and she made a little comment, being slick, talking about, because the post said, tonight, whatever time, blah, 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 my special guest, Cassie O'Vera, blah, blah, blah. And she made a slick remark, something about a special guest. And so, of course, there goes Cassie. Got up underneath her and says, you got a problem with it? And she goes, oh, no. Because she was new to that group. She didn't know she didn't know which way she could move and still get away with whatever she was going to be trying to get away with.
Right.
So apparently from that, that afternoon and evening, she must have been all in his inbox the entire time, because by the time it came time that we were supposed to go live, I had already gotten the impression, just from little comments that she had made, that she was going to try to get on the live with me. And I knew that even though we've been on panels together, when that's happened, it's only works out okay if we are both in that mood that we're going to treat each other cordial.
Right.
And if we're not, it's going to be a shit show. Now, I didn't know Edward that well, other than I knew that he had never really participated in the group since 2018, and we were sitting in February of 2021. So I had just told him when he messaged me or called me, whatever he did, I says, look, you told me, what you wanted. I asked you what you wanted yesterday, being on your panel, and you told me. I says, now, you never asked me what do I want, as far as, because that's when you go to get on somebody's panel, people don't think about that. The owner of the panel has their guidelines or their rules, whatever. The guest may also have theirs,
right.
Dealing with Hollywood superstars, you might have this Hollywood superstar say, okay, but don't ask me about the time that Johnny Depp beat my ass, something like that. They're going to have their guidelines and rules. And so I told him the second time, I says, I don't mind being up there with anybody else, but there are specific people that I will not be on the platform with, because out of respect for the platform, I don't want to make it a shit show. And I'm letting you know that I will make it a shit show if they don't make it one first. And he's like, oh, nobody's going to be up there. And then another couple hours had passed by. And by then she was already talking about how she was going to be on there. So I contacted him back, and he just started going in on me about having tougher skin and don't worry about it and blah, 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 blah. By the time it came showtime, he was all, nobody's going to disrespect you. And you're not even, you won't be able to hear that. That's what caught me. Right. He says, you won't be able to hear if, anybody saying anything if they do say anything. And I'm thinking to myself, why would I not be able to hear anything? And so that kind of sat weird with me, right? So we started the live, and I could tell in the comments, people could hear Mika Kane talking, but I couldn't. And what it was he had her on a speakerphone. And so the live in his Facebook group, they could hear her talking, but ever how he was doing it, I couldn't. And so finally I started asking him questions to where he was having to play with the mute, I guess, or whatever. And I kept hearing something. I couldn't tell what it was. And I was like, you have her on the phone with you or what? Don't worry about it. Just keep talking. And he just got really weird on me. I go, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and let y'all have this tonight. It's late anyway. Like I said, I never really realized that he was 2 hours behind me at that time. So it was kind of late at night. And I says, this is not what I agreed to or whatever. And I politely dismissed myself from the panel. At that point, all of a sudden in his mind, I was the biggest bitch on this planet. And he started talking shit about me nonstop. And then he would turn around and a couple days would pass by and he'd make a post talking about, I was a great research person. Then
Yeah.
he'd make a post and he'd be like, saying something about my family, just going back, or he would say, "Oh, where's Cassie at now?" Knowing damn well he done muted me to where I couldn't even respond to no comments or nothing like that.
Right.
And then he makes me a moderator.
I remember.
Then he's like telling me, go mute Latoya. And that's one thing that you should never have one moderator discipline another moderator. That should just not take place in any job or anywhere like that. But that, if y'all remember, that's the way he ran his group chat thingy, whatever he wants to call it. He never wanted to be responsible for the things that he did. That's why on that one video that I put out when he told Mika Kane to suck it like a child, if you notice on that video on both sides, the left and the right side, those are screenshots of the activity log for the admin. Because at that time, when that video came out, he had been telling folks that he was not the one that was deleting their post or muting them. And then Latoya was as well, saying the same thing, that she wasn't doing it. And the one girl, what was her name? Was it Annie? I don't remember her name. She's the one that somehow Nia got a hold of her. I helped her start a group. And then somehow Nia got the group. I don't know how that worked out, but that's Nia's second group that she's bragging about having. I think she said 4,000 or 15. I don't know, 1,500 people. I don't know what the hell she said, but anyway, she took it from that girl. But that girl was one of his moderators, and it was funny because he had kicked us both out of the group, but we were both back in there under our backup profiles with a different name, and he had us both as moderators. And she wanted me to help her delete everybody out of the group. And I told her, I said, that's not going to work with other people that would be awake, that are moderators. If they saw that activity, they're going to be, get notifications of it. And she said she didn't care. And I think before she got kicked out, she went in there, she had deleted a bunch of people. But, just because I knew about it, that doesn't mean that I helped her, because it's going to show on there who did it, But I went in there and I took a bunch of screenshots because Latoya was deleting I think she deleted your post and a couple other people's posts and swore up and down she didn't do it. And Edward was muting people, saying that it wasn't him, it must have been his moderators. So I screenshotted it so people could actually see the truth, because you should, whatever's going on between the admin and the moderators, it should be in-house. But if you're turning around and blatantly lying to your group because you're doing things very biasly and putting the blame on somebody else who had nothing to do with things, then if somebody exposes your ass, that's too bad, And that's what I did, is I took those screenshots and I put them in the video, and I don't even think he's ever even noticed it. But the people that it pertained to, I had told them, I said, look at that and it'll show you. And, it's like that. Basically, what it boils back down to, after everybody that's talked to me about this or that, or whether they were friend or foe, I really come to the conclusion is that people hear me talk, and a lot of times, even though they may believe me, in the back of their mind, even people that are friends, in the back of their mind, they still got that little bit of doubt that, could it really be true? Can she really be everything that she says she is? Or is it, everything she says, whatever? I don't know if it's human nature just to have natural doubt that, oh, she's got to be lying about something. But I haven't. And like people were telling them in the groups today, show your proof of these things, that Cassie got paid $10,000 and just for one night. Cassie's related to everybody in the world and whatever. But there's no proof. My attorney's got the proof. Go research it yourself. That's it. That's the answer.
Yeah.
Whereas Cassie said something, Cassie is showing what it is with the proof. Good night, Charlize.
Good night. Well, good morning. It's 3:30.
That really, well, she's 2 hours behind us too.
Oh, okay.
She's out there by Vegas.
Oh, okay.
That really, I could see how that would piss people off, But at the same time, if you're not doing anything deceitful deliberately, then you shouldn't have nothing to worry about.
Exactly. But
Oh, Sacramento. She's in Sacramento, she says.
Sacramento.
Yeah. Oh, you're by the weirdo. You're by the weirdo. Oh, sorry. I'm just playing. You know, do I make mistakes? Yes. Do I lie?
Everybody makes
No.
mistakes.
There's a difference. Everybody says, oh, you think you're the guru of the Kanika. You think you're the queen of Kanika. No, you've never heard me say these things. Nobody has ever heard me say, I'm the only one that knows all the answers. Or I'm the only one that has the original footage. Or I'm always right and you're always wrong. Nobody's
Right.
ever heard me say these things. But let them tell it. And let their cheerleading squad tailgate off of it. That's all I ever do is run around saying those things. But yet nobody can show where I've ever said it. Or all these dead babies that are dead kids and whatever that I'm posting up and making videos on and talking about. Where? Oh, you were the only one that saw it? When I made a video about your dead child, only you and Nia saw it. Oh, okay.
They
Really?
make
And I
up
took it down
stories,
before
man.
anybody else saw it. Okay. So what was the purpose of me making the video if I'm going to take it back down for nobody to see?
Uh-huh.
You know,
Nia
like
makes up stories as she talk.
she's quick
As
on her
she's
feet.
talking. Uh-huh.
She is quick
She's
on her
very
feet.
quick.
Yep. That she is. I give her that. And it helps that she's got Rachel right up her ass on the speakerphone, which is why she always has her there.
But my
Because
thing is, because I heard her say the other night, Rachel say that evidently she says she has some children with young Dolph, right?
oh, that's what she claims, that she just had triplets from
Claims.
Dolph, and
She
that she
claims
had
she had-
another child from him. That's, I guess the child is like 4 or 5, 6, 7 years old, something like that. The answer keeps changing, so I'm not real clear.
So she have 3 children with young Dolph.
4.
So
4.
4. In my mind, that would lead me to believe that at a, she would have a little, her finances would be in order about right now.
Oh yeah,
And
she
then
claims they are.
okay, well, that's exactly that's going to get to my point,
Mm.
because I'm a person like this. I don't know if everybody is, but I am. If I have a friend that I see that's in need, she don't even have to ask me. I gotta.
Oh, she eats steak every night.
But who? Well, Rachel eats steak every night. Rachel eats steak every night. But then
No,
she's
Nia eats
on the
steak.
phone. Oh, Dia does.
Yeah, Nia
Who
goes
survives?
in the same live. I have literally heard her talk about how they're barely making ends meet. And
Mhm.
then we big ballers eating steak every night. She said it again yesterday. We eat steak
But
every night.
somebody asked her about her blinds. Did she ever get her blinds? And she said no. You remember, I'm a broke bee. That's what she
She said
said.
no, because I heard her say the other day, no, that's why I put that sheet up over.
But at the same time, you're on the phone with your girl who got a little change in her pocket.
Supposed to have a whole lot of change in her pocket. Yep.
And she see you going live and you're not right. Your environment is not right. So why can't you cash app your girl a couple of dollars to get her little setting right so she could go live, since she likes to go live, you know, openly live?
Yeah. Well, it's like this.
That's crazy.
Ever since Nia heard me shout out to Trip for giving me that extra donation for Memorial Day to do something special with my dad and my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him privately what I was going to do, and he was okay with it. So I did it publicly, saying thank you. And, I ordered barbecue from Sonny's Barbecue. I ordered the family 4-pack because there's 3 of us. And that way there'd be some for the next day.
I know. I remember you showed the pictures on that live we did that night.
Well, apparently Nia caught that somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, How dare you get your people to take your entire family out to a fancy restaurant, and you got the audacity to sit here and say that you don't beg or something, whatever she said, right? And I'm like, dude, first off, I've never asked anybody for anything. And then I says, second off, if I want to thank somebody, I can thank them, whatever. And you made it sound like it was a whole lot of extra than it was. So now she's kind of switched it up since then. When she goes live, she's like, I'm just going to put my Cash App up. I'm not asking nobody. I'm not begging you. If you want to, you can. You don't have to. And a couple hours into that last night, she goes, so, hey, y'all, I'm spilling all this good tea. How about $1 or $2?
Wow.
And I'm thinking to myself, it's your platform. You can do whatever you want. But that right there is the reason why people look at you in the way that they do.
Yeah.
As well as you still got up the Ava Cause PayPal. Y'all quit saying it's GoFundMe. It's not a GoFundMe. It's a PayPal, y'all.
Yes.
And that's why she keeps arguing everybody to show me a GoFundMe. Okay, it's not a GoFundMe. It's a PayPal. But, if that's your gig, that's your gig. Fine. But don't come and try to compare what you say and do with what I say and do.
Right.
It's not even in the same sport.
It's a competition with you all on every level.
Oh, we didn't even see it tonight in the group. I thought B was going to have an aneurysm because it upset her so bad, because she's had love for her friends. B loves her friends.
Mm-hmm.
And just like any of us, when you see something about a friend that maybe you didn't notice before, it hurts.
Right.
And that's what I think, that's kind of what happened tonight. I've seen Mika be this way. It's always been a competition with Mika, because I've seen her in groups talking about she's the one that'll get a group popping because she's the one that makes all these posts, and it's all about numbers and numbers and numbers. Well, tonight she made a post, said this many posts, this many comments, this many likes or whatever, and compared to y'all's 27 posts with 100 comments, something like that. And I says, you think you're the scorekeeper now? I told you, you're chasing clout. Why do I need to? And her thing was, why do I need to chase clout when I've already got clout? No, you're chasing something that you're never going to catch.
Yeah.
Because no matter what numbers are, even last night on the live, when she was over there clowning about how many people were in my chat versus how many people were in Nia's chat. And it never occurred to her, like I told her right now, did it not occur to you that majority of Nia's numbers was my people over there, because they're all blowing up my phone telling me that they're over there.
Right.
Okay. Look at a live that Nia's doing where she's not got all of y'all up there all talking about me. I owned that channel all night last night.
Mm-hmm.
If you got Rachel on the phone lying about seducing my son, you got Nia, it's her platform and she's lying. You got Nana up there showing my inbox and misleading people. And then you got Mika up there on the platform listening to my live while she's sitting on their live. I owned y'all. I owned that whole fucking panel. And I was out there working most of the time on the yard before I even came in. I owned it.
Yeah. That was crazy though.
That's all. I mean, there's no other way to cut that. There's no other way to chop it, slice it.
Yeah.
I own y'all. I will forever live rent-free in y'all's brains because y'all keep me there. It's like y'all got a piece of my subconscious or something.
Exactly.
Hostage in y'all's minds because I don't even know I'm there. Y'all go to bed and wake up thinking about me. I bet you they got to be laying in their bed staring at the ceiling thinking, I'm going to get that bitch tomorrow. I'm going to get that bitch tomorrow. That's all they do.
That's power. That's power over a person.
It's a lot of power, and it's not even a power that somebody wants, and it's not even a power you can do anything with.
They don't even understand what that means.
But it is a power because all you're doing is talking about me. Okay, so you got 40-something people in your chat. Of those 40-something people, I know at least half of them were my people because, like I said, they were blowing up my phone, telling me. And
like I told them in that little live, I've been hearing Nia call my name in her chat, in
Yeah.
her lives, but I'm not responding to you. If I respond to you, I'm gonna respond to you when I get ready.
Yeah, that's what I say. I didn't rush back
Yeah.
in the house and stop working. I finished what I was doing still, because the thing is, it's like this. She keep now her newest thing is like, y'all have heard me ask her time and time again to come to my platform. Let's hash this out. About no. First off, you don't tell me. Nobody, as awful as this is going to sound, nobody on this earth can tell me what to do. They really can't.
Exactly.
Nobody has ever been able to. Now, if I did it, or even if I humbled myself and did it because maybe it was something I didn't want to, it was still my choice,
Hmm.
you know. But as far as anybody commanding me, for
No, you
what?
don't get your you don't
For
get your
what?
way in my life.
Yeah.
I'm not
For
showing you that you have that kind of control over
yeah.
me because you
But I mean,
don't.
for what? I'm not stupid. I've watched you command other people to come to your platform, and I've watched what you've done to them. Why would
Hmm.
I open myself up to get bent over with no KY gel? No, thank you. I'm not stupid. And that's another thing. They think that I'm so thirsty for attention that I would fall for it. And then they're pissed off because I don't fall for it.
Hmm.
You know, like Lion Lisa, she commented under something right before you went live. She said something about how's that wrinkled up wiener or something like that. And I'm assuming she's referring to my husband. I don't know. And my comment was, it was wrinkled for you. Damn, it's the 10.5 inches tall for me. What you doing wrong?
That's crazy.
Because if you write something stupid like that, don't get pissed off at what I clap back with. Or don't get mad because I don't clap back at all. It's whatever I feel like it when I'm
That's
in the
right.
moment.
That's right.
You know, they're all like, don't you got a sick daddy? Well, he don't stay sick 24/7. Goddamn. Y'all got him with 2 feet in the grave or what? Oh, well, you just trying to live off of him. But I already told y'all he put the house in my name last year. And nobody could take it out except for me. He can't even take it back out once you put the house in somebody else's name. So what I'm doing for him is from my heart. It's not for oh, so I'm hoping I can get some inheritance. The man ain't got no inheritance. Is y'all stupid? What, just because y'all never did nothing for your parents or your family? Come on.
Jealousy.
Envious. Period.
Mm.
I bet that's my new word of the week. I've been telling them all, y'all are just straight up envious. I don't know how else to say it because, or how else to even look at it, because that's all it is. Now, has people surprised me? Yeah, I've seen some surprises this past week that I didn't expect. But again, all it did was open my eyes to who you
Yeah.
were.
Yeah.
You know, I got accused of talking on Nana's dead baby on his anniversary or something like that. I don't know when her son died. The most I know is I want to say is something like maybe a decade ago, something like that. And I'm sure the pain is not any less. I'm not saying that. But I don't know what the anniversary is, and how should I know? But there was things that was being said about me. And I responded back. And first off, just like with the other lady over there, the R2D2, you're in the hospital having a blood transfusion and you still worried about going live to talk about me? All right. Something's not the truth here. But in Nana's case, if she wanted to spend the anniversary of her son online talking about me, okay, I'm not, and I guess I'm supposed to have ESP and just know this. But my comment was in reference to how everybody keeps telling me how I should be the bigger person and swallow and not say something back. So I wasn't in that kind of mood. And I made the comment. I says, I don't care who's sick. I don't care who's died. I don't care about, and I named several different things. And then I said, so because today, I says, I'm not holding nothing back today. Nana went on, I don't know, 6 or 8 hour trip cussing me out, saying that I said I was speaking on her dead son.
Wow.
And finally I told her, I says, look, if that's the way you took it, that's on you. First off, I didn't know when was the anniversary of your son. Second off, I didn't say your dead child. I said, and I clearly stated, I said specifically because I'm tired of people telling me to be the bigger person today.
Yeah.
So, and my friend Debbie, she had a daughter die 2 years ago. She asked me, what did you say that Nana's saying that you spoke on her dead kid? And I says, and I told her what I had said, and she goes, why? I can't find the comment. I says, well, I'll screenshot it when I find it. And it was actually kind of funny because Debbie had actually commented underneath my comment, but she didn't realize that was the comment that Nana was saying that I was speaking on her dead child.
Right.
And so when I found it, I screenshot it and I sent it to her. And she said that she said something to Nana about it. I don't know if they conversed or not because I didn't ask her. But like Debbie had said back to me, she goes, if that's the case, you could have very well been speaking on my dead child. I said, exactly. Yeah. I wasn't speaking on any specifics. I didn't want, what I was saying is I don't want to hear no excuses about that this person's sick, this person's got sickle cell, or this person just had somebody pass away. I don't care. If you're up in here and you're trying to drag my name, don't come back with an excuse why I ain't supposed to respond back to you.
Exactly.
Which is basically like what Nia did last night. She goes, how dare you attack Stephanie when she's in the hospital, which is her sickle cell. Well, she can't be that bad off if she's been going and making videos and lives about me the whole damn time.
No.
So when I came in about an hour before I finished working to get a drink and check on my dad, grab a cigarette. My phone was lit up with all kinds of notifications. And one of them was, you know, people telling me, oh, Stephanie's fixing to go live about you, blah, 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 blah. So I look at it, and people were already in the chat making comments. And Stephanie was one of them. She was saying stuff about, I'm in the middle of having a blood transfusion and an IV or something like, whatever it was that she said. And Stephanie, I don't care if I'm saying it exactly word for word. I don't have to say it verbatim, so you don't have to go make a video say, I lied about you again, just so you can have some kind of content to make. I will say your live was weak as fuck and lame because you played one sentence that I spoke 35 times. I don't even know how many times you said it over. I had people calling me saying, why does she have it sounding like you are inebriated? Why do you sound like you're drunk? That's what she does. She slows my voice down to where I sound like I'm on some codeine. I don't know what the hell she does, but that's what it sounds like. And then it was over. And I'm thinking.
Now Stephanie is
R2D2.
R2 who? Who is she?
R2 be your tube. And I didn't even give her that name. It's because I said R2 be your tube one time and somebody thought that I said R2D2. So now when I say her name or I type her name, it's just easier to type R2P2 than that whole big ass fucking sentence. But her real name is Stephanie, yes. And she kept blocking and unblocking me on the Facebook groups just so she could make little slick remarks to me on some posts and comments and stuff. Oh, just y'all wait till Saturday. Make sure y'all make it a black tie event. I'm going to spill all the tea on all her marriage. I'm going to show proof of her being related to the... You played a sentence. I don't even know if it was the full sentence, maybe a half a sentence, whatever. On the loop. Oh, and it wasn't even a live. Her live was a video she had made that was like maybe 25, 30 minutes long. And most of that time was spent looping my sentence.
Right.
I didn't even look at the chat once it started because, like I said, I was working, still pouring that concrete and stuff out there.
And
but I'm
so
thinking to myself, is my phone stuck on replay? What the fuck is wrong? That's all it was.
They make videos about you, and then they have a problem when you make videos about them. And
well,
and
that's
like in this case, she wants you to leave her alone. My thing is, you're doing the same thing. I think a lot of people don't understand that they really be coming for you first.
I think that's been said enough times. If people wanted to know the truth, all they got to do is look at the dates. If people want to know the truth, people don't care. People don't care. You know what started it with Stephanie this time? Because she was just in my comments giving me props. I ignored her because I know She's a flip-flopper. I ignored her. I didn't give her a positive or a negative. I just act like I didn't even see the damn comment. And I keep going. Then when somebody was live, I guess Tiffany was live, maybe, or somebody was live. I don't even remember who it was. And somebody told me, look at that person in the profile. That looks like they talk just like R2D2. So, okay, so I look and I paid attention. Otherwise, a lot of times I don't even pay attention to people's chats, and I could tell the exact wording was verbatim the way that I've heard Stephanie talk all the time.
Yeah.
And I popped up, I think, I want to say it was my live, and I was playing Edward's live, part of Edward's live or something. But anyway, Tiffany was in the chat, and I said that the YEP profile is R2D2. I did not, at least I don't remember, but as far as directing my comment to any specific person, I just said it out loud. So all of a sudden, Stephanie starts making these posts and tagging me in it on her community board and on Facebook, whatever. I don't even know what. And see, if I say it like that, then she's like, I never put it in Facebook. You're a liar. She just goes berserk. She's crazy. Yes, I said it. You're crazy.
Wow.
She come back and she goes, if you don't tell Tiffany Draper that you lied on me, I'm going to release all this information about you. And I'm thinking, what the fuck is she talking about?
Wow.
What did I tell Tiffany that was a lie? And it took like a half a week for me to even figure out. And I want to say, I don't mark my words, but I think Charlize is the one that told me what it was that she was referring to. And I was like, did I even address Tiffany with that? She goes, no, I don't think so. And I haven't even bothered to go back and look, because you know what? It's irrelevant if I did or I didn't. Just like everybody else in this community says, if it's my opinion, I'm entitled to it.
Yeah. They don't really want you to have an opinion.
I'm not allowed to say nothing. Like I said, with her, when it comes to Stephanie, if you take, like if you say, if I were to type this out and I say, this is Dana's live, and then I put a question mark. To me, that is not a question. That is a statement. So I'm making a statement. This is Dana's live. It doesn't matter if you put a question mark at the end, because it's not a question being asked. It's a statement with a question mark afterwards, which is more of a sarcastical.
Right.
If anything. Okay. So a lot of times she would write things out like that, where she was writing something and then she would put a question mark afterward. And so I would respond to it and I would say, why would you say that? I did not say that. And she'd make a whole fucking video on punctuation and what question marks and periods.
That's so elementary.
She's obsessed.
Elementary, my dear.
She is obsessed. When I said that she was just like the single white female as far as the obsession goes, she really is. She really is. She listens to every single word that comes out of our mouth.
I don't really know her like that. I don't know. I don't know who she is.
What are you pissed about?
That's somebody new. I've never seen that person in this chat before.
Oh, they're on everybody else's things. Yeah, I see
right.
it. That's my phone going off telling me to look at it too. Yeah, I saw it. He's gonna go down and go beat somebody up in the chat or what?
He's pissed.
Oh, somebody says that they appreciate you, Dana.
Thank you.
But I don't know what the rest of it says. I'm pissed. My annoying ass voice. I appreciate you, Fresh Source.
What happened?
His live ended a while back ago.
Is that somebody that comes from Mr. Edwards? Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry.
I've seen that profile on a lot of platforms, so I don't know where they're, I don't know where they are. I don't know who they are. Put it that way.
I think I might have seen them in Mr. Edwards' chat before. Why are you pissed?
Give them time to answer you. They might be on
Okay.
a delay.
Yeah. Yeah. But it helps to know, how all it is confused. What's wrong? Your baby?
I don't know who
What's
that is.
wrong? Who is that? What's the matter with your baby?
There you go. Who is her baby? Are they talking about a real live baby or somebody that they're just using as a what do you call it?
Girl, I get nervous when people talk about babies.
Well, if there's something wrong with an actual baby, this is not the place to go for help.
No.
Did you see the other
Yeah,
chat?
I got it. Hmm.
But anyway, like I said, I don't know where B fell off.
Oh,
Um,
Josie is my baby.
oh, that's the one you had. You're the one that had the little
The,
7-pound baby
the
girl.
baby, yeah, the baby for okay. What's wrong with your baby? I hope everything is all right with your baby. Help the goofies.
She said, "Yes, ma'am."
The baby is okay. Jaundice.
Mm. A lot of babies are born with that, though.
Yeah, yeah. It usually lasts like only what 1 to 3 days.
None of mine had it, but I want to say, I think less than a week. They put them under a light
Yeah,
at the hospital.
yeah. It
Like I said,
usually
mine
goes
didn't have it.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it usually goes away fairly quickly. So don't worry yourself too much about that. As long as your baby was born healthy, otherwise, should be okay. Please don't share my name. I won't.
I don't. I was gonna say I don't know what her name is.
Yeah, I won't. I mean, as far as you being in this chat, that's what you mean?
Well, we don't have control over it. I mean, your profile is
Yeah,
showing.
it's gonna be public. The chat automatically is public, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. But let me
Did you
see.
say? Did you say the baby was 7 pounds 2 ounces? I think that's what I'm only asking because my two daughters was both 7 pounds 2 ounces. My two oldest daughters. Oh, your name is Yep. Well, you talk totally different from one profile to another profile. Because when you're under the profile, Yep, you speak exactly like Stephanie Peterson.
Who?
Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm getting confused now, but I don't know what's going on. I don't know who's yep and
I got you. Okay.
call me R2D2. I'm a sub. Wait, so Help the Goofies is saying that her name is Yelp.
That's what she's saying, but um, if she wants to claim it, she can claim it if she wants to. But I know that I've seen this one and that other, the profile that she's claiming, both speaking at the same time in Nia's platform and in Edward's platform. So they must be pretty good if they can get both profiles talking at the same time while they're having a baby. That takes talent.
Yeah.
Better than me.
Well,
I gotta ask, if you don't mind, Dana.
go
I'm
ahead.
so, I'm so curious. Um, why is it that you would speak in one manner under one profile, but then you speak in another manner under another profile? Because the terminology and the vocabulary is totally different from one profile to the other profile.
Shamika dropped off.
Yeah, I think she fell off because I messaged her to see if she, but I don't know if she's got to be at work in the morning or not.
She's going through treatment and had a baby.
Yeah, that's what I said. I know she had a baby, so I said that's pretty cool that she can work both profiles at the same time while she was having a baby yesterday. She was better talented than I am. I know when I was having my babies, I wasn't thinking about no social. They didn't really
What
have
what,
social media though.
what kind of treatment you going through?
And she said she's protecting her baby. So I don't know what that means either.
If you don't mind me asking, your baby was born 3 days ago. Okay, you said you're protecting your baby. What are you protecting your baby from? Are you even out of the hospital yet? I mean, I don't know your situation, so I can't really speak to what's going on in your life. You had people calling your phone about what?
Okay. I had people calling my phone. Oh.
I just spoke to you on the other platform.
On Ed, I guess when you were on Edwards.
Were you on the panel?
What is this? I just got a message.
But as
I
far
don't,
as
I'm
what we
listening. Go
were
ahead.
as far as what we were saying earlier, I think we left off by we were talking about this person. I don't really know who that person is, or to
R2B YouTube.
R2B YouTube. I don't think I've ever um, ran across a live or a chat or whatever from this person. But I mean, if they were sick, still making lives about you going through that kind of treatment, something is definitely not right there.
They need to get some
So,
priorities straightened. Something.
yeah, yeah, they really do.
I mean, when how you said whether if I schedule something and I promise people something and something comes up or whatever, okay, that's one thing. Depending on how serious it is, whether I should cancel or whether I just let them know, hey, this I'm in the hospital, whatever, blah blah blah. And I'm sure my people are going to understand this. But as far as all the time, I mean, this person, like I said, uh, we communicated back and forth over a period of maybe 6 months. And when my husband had gotten sick with his heart and stuff and had to go to the hospital, uh,
Hmm.
the following week, Miss Jackie got sick and she was in the hospital with in one of those incubator things for the COVID, whatever. And this woman felt like it was a personal vendetta against her that we didn't have time to respond to her, even though she had been told, like I had told her that, my husband, I'm dealing with this, and we didn't know if he was going to die or not. It was Christmas time. And then Jackie was basically the same way. She was asking Jackie for some information, and she would, but at the same time, in between all this, she would bring me stuff like screenshots of, oh, look what Nia said, look what Lisa said, look what, and yeah, a couple of times I told her, I says, yeah, when she says, do you want it or whatever, yeah, if you can get it for me, because I'm not in that group, that's, okay.
Hmm.
And of course, that switched up to I sent her to go fetch type of thing. Now, what
Right.
happened was in, I want to say January-ish, February-ish. I don't even remember because last time I spoke on it, she made umpteen videos because I didn't quote it directly. And
Right.
so I went and I showed the inbox and I accidentally hit the thumbs up, and oh my God, that meant something to her.
Hmm.
And I didn't even realize I hit the thumbs up. And it's like, oh my God, somebody is going to take that little tiny minute details to mean something so big. There's something not
Yeah.
right upstairs.
Yeah.
And at the same time, she was doing Jackie the same way as far as, did I do something wrong? How come you're not answering me? Have I upset you? It was that whole whiny thing when, like I said, we had already explained to her what we know now. I'd already told her about my husband. Jackie had already told her about hers, and that wasn't enough.
Hmm.
Later is when Jackie didn't tell me what was going on, and I didn't tell Jackie what was going on, basically because we knew the other one had things going on, It was not till months later. And then in between that time, I think it was in March, she starts hitting Boss Blake up privately. And he never told me about it because he told her, he goes, okay, well, if he got the impression that everything was squashed. And
Right.
so he told her, he goes, that he never brought it up to me. And I only found out about it because months and months later, like throughout the summer or something last year, she made a video about it showing Boss Blake's messages and her messages. But it was funny because she would like speed it up real fast and then slow it down to try to make something look like it wasn't. And my thing is my friends that I call friends, I do know them well enough to know whether or not that they said something because somebody was pulling the okey doke on them or whatever. And
Right.
Boss specifically said, I saw the message, it specifically said, if that's what Cassie really said and did or whatever, he goes, I would really find that, shocking because that's not the way that I know her. And basically she was just trying to plant bad seeds in his mind. and it didn't work. And when I called, she told him that she was in the hospital having 5 feet of intestines removed. That was the pity thing, have some pity on me. I'm sick. She's always sick in the hospital with something, right? Because she had these 5 feet of intestines removed because of her sickle cell. Well, there I go, like I always do with anything. When something ain't adding up, I go check it out. So, and I don't know that much about sickle cell, so I researched sickle cell. And yes, it does affect your intestines, but it affects your small intestines. So then I researched how much of your intestines can be removed. And the most you can have removed is 5 feet, but that's of your upper intestine, your larger intestine, not your lower intestine or smaller intestine.
Okay.
But sickle cell only affects the smaller intestine, from what I read from the Mayo Clinic, whatever it was, website, right?
Right.
So if she had 5 feet of the intestine removed from the sickle cell affecting the intestine, that means it'd have to be the small intestine, and you don't even got 5 feet of small intestine. I don't think, I forgot what I read on it because it's been a year, but still, it all turned out to be bogus. So finally, after she kept making all these little snide remarks and comments and videos, yeah, I finally said something back. And you made so many videos on me. Okay.
Yeah.
That type of thing. Yeah. Yeah. And Charlize was her mod too. And I never paid attention to who was her mod or whether, I didn't even know Charlize was one of Nia's mods. Charlize was in my chat. She would, make comments in my videos, just like with anybody else. And at some point, when I feel like you're somebody that I want to make a mod, I'm going to throw you a wrench.
Right.
Apparently, that caused issues around the world. Oh, my God, But yeah, that's what I said. When you've got somebody with that whole clingy, whiny, you got to pay me all the attention, and and she talks with a very soft, she'll play music like your elevator style music, but almost like she tries to make herself sound spiritual. She's constantly talking about how she's this and that with her spirituality and how I'm a demon and blah blah blah. Now, you would be the perfect person for me to ask this of. If you don't want to answer, it's okay, because it is a question that might, the answer may not sit well with a lot of people, but it is a question that I know what the answer is according to God. When it comes to your zodiac signs, now I'm one that I do enjoy stargazing, and yes, I have always been drawn to watching mythological type movies like your Hercules and all that stuff.
Right.
But when you going into the lane of, because I'm a Sagittarius and this is what Sagittarius do, and you're not a real Sagittarius, because we're both Sagittarius. You're not a real Sagittarius. You come from the other part of the Sagittarius, and you just throw so much emphasis on
the zodiac signs.
Yes. Don't God say something about that in the Bible?
Yes, he does.
Okay, I thought so.
What? It is sorcery.
It's a type of
witchcraft.
Yeah.
All of those things like that, zodiac signs and stuff. That's not. He warns against that. It's all
a part of. I did a video on that. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But it was straight up out the Bible. So how are you going to tell me I'm lying about the Bible? The Bible said it. You're spiritual. You're Miss God. She's like the equivalent of Edward as far as like, oh, I'm one of God's children, as if the whole planet's not all God's children. Okay. But that's the way she talks. And it's like, now watch, she's going to make a video. I never said I was one of God's child. I was spiritual. Whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
To me, when anybody that starts speaking too much emphasis on that, I don't have a problem with people saying, oh, I'm a Pisces, or that doesn't bother me. I'm not going to think you're into any kind of demonic witchcraft or nothing. But when you start making videos and you got stuff like that on there, and you're speaking on stuff like that, and you're accusing other people of being evil and all that, yeah, it starts getting a little bit, you done crossed the borderline.
Mm-hmm. I think sometimes what happens is a lot of people don't understand how these things actually start.
Yeah.
If they knew what was happening from beginning to end, they would have a different view and understanding of it all. Um,
I mean, I've always been a big fan of watching your, I don't know if they're called sci-fi or whatever, but you know, like your wizardy type of movies, whether it be the dragons,
mhm.
but it's not because I believe in them or I worship them. I enjoy them as a unreal entertainment on
Yeah,
TV.
yeah.
You know, your whole Merlin series, you know, things like that. And
Mm,
but like I said, you know, on YouTube, I've noticed that even with this Kanika case, you know, everybody went through a period of time where they were all, it seemed like everybody was talking on numerology. And now I'm going to state my opinion, and it may not be a correct opinion for somebody to have, but it's still my opinion. The way that I was raised up with my father being the spiritual person he is, I understand that people will research and learn other religions, or whether they be uh, Catholic or Buddha or whatever, and
mhm.
also uh, even, you know, even take it as far as your devil worshiping and stuff, depending on what knowledge that they're seeking and why they're seeking it too. So it's not that if you know about numerology or whatever that makes you a bad person, but when you speak on it too much and you know too damn much, and that's not part of
Right,
your life career or something like that, when you're doing nothing more except for making YouTube videos, and it's not even, you're not even being a minister of anything, you know, your topic is all over the place, but you know, all of a sudden you start speaking numerology, and the whole,
right.
this person's birth date means that they're this and they're the antichrist.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
That
now
becomes that's a practice.
I'm looking at you a bit sideways because you know just a little bit too much about the shit.
Right,
And
right. I
that's
agree.
the same way that I felt it with her when she went. I felt like she was going a bit too far with this whole zodiac shit, you know. And it's like, because I don't even know what the proper terminology is for it. But I'm not stupid, you know, as far as like, okay, God said go that way, run a little bit faster, Mr. Vera. You know, there's some things that you aren't supposed to dabble in,
Right.
and that's the way. I mean, like I said, I could be wrong. It's okay because me and God, we ain't got a problem
No,
with it.
you're not wrong. You're absolutely right. The Bible warns against those things.
Like I said, I
So
know some people has to be educated in it so that they can teach others to stay away from it. But if that ain't what you're doing in life, and you just speaking on it, and you know what all these numbers mean, and you can,
yeah,
you're
that's a
it's too much.
practice. That's something somebody's
You've
practicing.
been done practicing. What are you? And the, when I saw, and there was a couple of people that I saw, you know, doing this. Well, a lot of people I saw doing it, but there was a couple that struck me funny, that really in my belly made me feel like, are you really just pretending to be somebody that's speaking against it so you can draw people into your fold, and then you're flipping them around and making them join your cult? That's really what they made me feel like listening to them, you know. And like I said, that's when the whole Bible verse about God said to let him handle your adversaries and you better take your ass and run pops in my head. So I stay away from them, you know, because
Right.
I'm not trying to figure you out.
I'm trying to read what Help the
Oh, I'm just
Goofus
not
is
looking at that.
saying. Um,
Nor is anyone else. Mr. Edward is not a bad person, nor is anyone else. He just tries to pretend to be, or tries, how do I say it? My opinion is he tries to pretend that he believes the things that he's saying, when I do know him better than a lot of people. And I know that that's not what he believes.
Yeah.
And that's why he doesn't like me. And that's why he says the things that he says about me or my family or whatever. Because the things that he says about my family, he doesn't even know these things.
Right.
He just makes them up.
It's all the
Things
bad.
that he said about that I've done, he has no proof showing that I've done any of those things. But he can yell and scream and act a good show to make people believe that it's true. But y'all haven't seen those things happen. So, and anybody that says that they have, they're lying because they ain't seen it. If I ain't did it, then you couldn't have seen me doing it. As easy as that.
She said she was upset with what happened with R2.
I don't know what happened with R2.
I don't either. I don't know.
She has to be more specific because I don't know.
Yeah.
If you're talking about what I'm saying, I know that what I'm saying with her, my experience with her is what actually took place.
Everyone has their own opinion. I agree. Everybody has their own opinion that needs to be respected. But in the case, if you said you were on Mr. Edwards' panel, you saw what happened. Um, I came to him humbly, and I tried to explain my point. And when it got to me explaining the reason why I didn't see what he was seeing, as far as there being 6 girls who played Kanika, he would not let me explain that. He would not let me explain that because he knew that it would go against the narrative that he's spreading in his little community. Okay. Now, for the people who know Edward for some time now, we know that the stories he's telling his chat and the people in his chat, they are not factual. His information is not factual. The things that he's saying is a narrative. And again, I will say the definition of narrative is a story. It's a story that has no factual basis to it. It's just a story that anybody can tell. And that's what he's doing. Okay? And so if that's what he wants to do, that's fine with me. But he had been calling my name and asking me to go on his panel. And so tonight I decided to do that. I thought he would have been man enough to stick to not being disrespectful and having a real conversation, but he didn't want to do that. And so the conversation went left. So now I know better. I won't go on his panel never again because he's going to do the same thing again. You have her name after Edward and Island.
Girl.
Yeah, that's nice. That's beautiful.
You said, I see your comment here. You said that Cassie, he said he actually likes you. Do you really believe that?
You thought I was her under Yep.
Yeah.
So you have 2 profiles?
Yeah, she's claiming to have the other profile as well. I'm curious to know whether or not she actually believes that what he says when he said that he actually likes me. So I'm curious to know whether or not she feels like that is true.
I'm curious to know if she actually believes the story that Edward is telling them. Do you believe that? Help the Goonies?
She made a comment somewhere above that says that she thinks that everybody has a little piece of the puzzle that's accurate. But the reason why I'm asking you if you believe that Edward actually likes me, I'm not sure how anybody could believe that when in fact he has just said what he said about my father within this past week, which was very disgusting, distasteful, and cruel. And like I said, he doesn't know anything about my father.
Yeah.
And he took it to the extent of saying that my dad was a pimp who put me out on the corner to make me prostitute. when my father is actually a very spiritual man. And so to me, somebody that says that is not saying that about somebody who they really like. What
Yeah.
I think what Edward meant when he said, if he did say that, if he said that he really liked me, I think what he meant was, I really like Cassie's content because she used to show me a lot of content, but we're not cool anymore. So I guess I can't do that. So that's why I went to Brazy, but now me and Brazy ain't cool anymore either.
Mm-hmm.
I know another person that actually talks to Edward still on the phone quite often. And they had the same position you do as far as saying that it's just his approach, that he's really a nice guy, until he cussed her out the same way that he's cussed everybody out.
Uh-huh.
So I hope that that never happens with you, especially since, according to what I'm hearing, you named your child after him. I hope
Yeah,
that never happens.
him and Island Girl. So you're saying that you actually do believe what he's telling you about what happened to Kanika?
If she does, then that would mean that she believes. I'm assuming. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm assuming that means that she believes Island Girl's story as well. And if that's the case, I'm very curious to know whether or not that they know what Cook County medical examiner, assistant medical examiner's job is, which is nothing like what Island Girl claims. And it's very easy to look that up on Google.
Island Girl, she couldn't defend her position. And when uh, it got heated for her, she changed her story. First, she was the medical examiner assistant who received Kanika's body, looked over the body, and did the autopsy. And then she was the medical examiner assistant, but she took herself out of it when she was being questioned so much. She took herself out of the room where they had the autopsy and said that she was redirected to go and take a lunch break. So, if that's the case, that means that she didn't actually get a chance to see Kanika's body.
As far as your newest comment that you're just writing about him reacting to people, no, whatever people go over there and say whatever, I don't send them. Now I know I got blamed tonight for doing things that I never did, but that's the way they are. And it's very easy to say untruthful things
But do
when
you
there's
think
no way
it's
to back it
fair?
up.
Help the Goofies. Do you think it's fair that he wants to claim that kind of control over people who goes to his chat that may be associated with Cassie? Because then that would mean that he is not um, he's not a person who can take having a friend that's associated with somebody else and still be cordial with that person.
Well, that's what he did to
That's
he
that's
used to say that
that's
anybody that was on
a childlike behavior.
he used to say anybody that come to my channel and he saw them commenting under my channel, he would go back and he would make videos and cuss them out and call them all kinds of bad names, except for Brazy, because he thought Brazy was bringing him content from me.
Right.
And he was Brazy. I knew Brazy was, but as soon as Brazy stopped doing that, that's when he threw Brazy away.
So help the Goofies. I can I guess I can say that you've never really looked into the case for yourself, because you're saying you believe that and you've seen other videos of people saying that she was burned.
But that's just it. People might say this, but ain't nobody proved it. Ain't
Exactly.
nobody showing nothing.
That's the
Just
thing
because
because,
they say they got pictures, that don't mean they really got pictures.
and that's why I'm asking her if she ever looked into the case for herself. Because if she had the information, she would know that all of these things these people are saying are lies.
I got a question for them. Do they even know how Edward Joseph got started on YouTube? Because I can tell them straight up. Him and Brazy were talking on the phone, and Edward Joseph got mad because I kept everything he would put up.
Island girl,
Oh, go
I
ahead, go
don't
ahead,
mean to cut you off, but let me
go ahead.
explain to her what happened. Because if you were not here from the beginning when Island girl injected herself into the case, then you don't know how she presented herself to the community. She did in fact say that she was the medical examiner assistant who received Kanika's body at Chicago, uh, what was
Chicago
it,
Medical Examiner.
Chicago's medical examiner's office. And that was the first clue to everybody that she was lying, because there is no Chicago's medical examiner's office. And
We
then
need
I'll
to
say
get her
again,
job
when,
correctly.
when, when she was put under pressure, she fell apart. So she was changing her story a little bit and saying that they told her to leave when they were about to do Kanika's autopsy. They told her to leave the room and go take a lunch break,
Yep.
is what she said. But if she was the actual medical examiner's assistant, she wouldn't have been able to leave that room, because she would have been the person to supervise the
Yep.
student who was performing the autopsy. So that's why it helps to know, um, and study and research these things before you just go ahead on and believe everything and anything other people are saying. And that's the reason, that's the problem that they have with me and Cassie, because we know too much. So they don't want us to speak because we know too much.
It's not that we know everything, but what we don't know, we go
Yeah,
research and find out.
exactly. We don't know everything, and nobody knows everything. But we've taken time to understand this case, and we know the falsehoods when they are presented to the community.
And we're not the only ones.
The
It's
most of the
a lot of
pictures,
us have done that, but a lot of people don't
yeah,
want to speak up because they don't want to deal with the bullshit.
a lot of people have seen pictures of her and screenshots of her. But you have to understand, most of those screenshots and most of those pictures you're looking at, they've been edited. They're not they're not the real thing. The
And
footage, the snapshots that come from the footage have been altered.
I was gonna say it's
And
not edited by Rosemont; it's been edited by the public.
right. And
As
so
far
if
as
you
like, people say that I say that I'm the only one with this, and I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people that have the footage.
absolutely,
It's just
you
a
know,
lot of people can't get the footage because they don't have a computer, and you gotta have a computer. Okay. I've always told people, if you really, really want it, get it and go down to the library. That way you can view it for yourself. And the first thing that people always tell me when I show them the footage is to say, wow, that's so clear. It's always been clear. Now, would I love to be able to prove that the footage is edited? Hell yeah, we would all love to be able to prove it. But a lot of us have already put money into testing it with the expert, the forensic analysis people and stuff. And we can't find any experts across the world to be able to show that it's been edited. So until we do, we can't run around saying that it is edited. We can say that we feel like it is, but we can't prove that it is. Same thing with all this with I never thought that the assistant medical examiner was a supervisor over a student. I knew a student had done Kanika's autopsy, but I never checked into the rules and regulations of Cook County's medical examiners until Island Girl popped up. So I can say it was a good thing for her to pop up, because when I went to research, that's when I found out the assistant medical examiner is the one who supervises the students doing all the autopsies.
Yeah.
And when people from Edward's chat was asking Island Girl, what's your boss's name? She said Dr. Rugby. There's no Dr. Rugby at the Cook County Medical Examiner's office. So
No.
obviously all this has been made up. Now, is Edward liable for any lies that people tell? Yes. It's your platform. And yes, somebody can come to your platform and lie, but if you're running with that story as well, that's your responsibility to fact check it to find out if it's any truth in it.
Exactly. But the thing about Edward is he wants the lie, because anybody who approaches him with the truth, he will not allow them to speak.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. The screenshots that you've taken, is it what footage is it from what hallway? Do you know the name of the hallway?
And so you've gotten phone calls, you said? Very bad phone calls?
Why would people call you in any kind of negative way just for taking screenshots? Go ahead. I'll let you do it. I'm looking for something.
You've been here since the very next day after you're talking about after Kanika died? I'm not sure what you mean.
That's the impression I got, that what she was referring to, but I could be wrong.
So I mean, did you post these screenshots that you took of what you saw? I mean, I'm trying to understand the reason for somebody calling you with these bad phone calls and cussing you out. Did you make your phone number public to the people so they can get it? To have to call you and and cuss you out about this case? Stepson, this lower level. Wow.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the only place they're going to see Kanika is the lower level.
I remember when I was in college, one of my instructors would always tell me. That's when I was I was doing creative writing. She would always tell me, how did she phrase that? Something I forgot, Cassie, but it was something about learning wrong.
It's harder to unlearn something than it is to learn something. I know that.
If you learn something wrong, I forgot how she phrased it, but it was like if you learn it wrong the first time. Yeah, you're right. It's hard to correct it. If you learn to do something the wrong way the first time, then it's hard for you to correct it, and um, you won't want to do it right because you've learned it wrong.
Your brain don't want to. Yeah.
You know. But if you learn right the first time, then you're always good. And that's the thing, and that's what's happening with some of these YouTubers. They're telling the people some wrong things, and that's what they believe, and they can't get it embedded in their mind that this is right. when it's wrong. So when they get the true information, they can't receive the truth.
What is it called? It's, psychosomatics. I don't know if that's the proper term, but I've heard somebody call it that. Where basically it's stuff fed to you, and your brain just stays with it. But that's like the live in Ty's live, because I was shown that it was Kanika being thrown over the shoulder, and like Boss says that he never seen it like that. And so one night I sat there and I said, see right here, even though I know that's not what it is, we know what it is now, that it's actually the girl's back and all this and that. But
right.
Boss picks at me and he goes, and that's supposed to be her little two-inch foot, because the foot thing was the only thing that was actually something that would not sizably go in together with the rest of it. But still to this day, even though I know that that's not what's there, when I first see that frame, I still see Kanika, somebody that looks like Kanika being thrown over the shoulder.
Right. I remember being in Straight Drops chat for the longest time. Every night going over footage and videos and him calling out things that he saw. A lot of people would be saying they seen those things.
Yeah.
And I never could see what they were seeing. Never, ever.
Yeah.
I can't see it. I mean, I don't know if I don't have 20/20 vision because I wear glasses. I got bad eyesight, but my eyesight is not bad enough where it's gonna make me see two different Kanikas, or you know what I'm saying?
I'll give them this much. Like
a man in a black hoodie. I never see none of that.
I'll give them this black hoodie. Some of them, some screenshots will make her appear differently, but it's only but that's because they're snapping it right at that frame, or they're clicking it until it gets to that frame that it's going to make her look differently.
But even for those that made her look differently, and they were explaining to me what they were seeing, when they were especially the photograph of the man in the black hoodie, I never could see the man in the black hoodie. What I saw was Kanika's head tilted back and her hair looking like if it was a man, a black hoodie.
A darkness,
I saw her hair. I didn't see a hoodie. I saw her hair.
Yeah.
So you see that when you start off watching the conspiracy theorists and you've been watching them for almost 5 years, Aquarius Jazz and
oh Lord,
In the Slime We Sauce, what's the other one name? The psychic lady,
Candace
Starr. And as much as I liked it, this young lady, Beach Beauty, Sherry Shriner. Who else, Cassie?
A bunch of those I'd never watched because, or I watched them like a 30 seconds and I'd run.
I remember even Kate 420.
Now her I did watch for a little while.
I watched her. She was so interesting. She was interesting to me. So
I liked the fact that she would bother to try to research. She was just going so far out in that field, though.
Exactly. And when
the whole Charles Dorsey thing got me that time, though.
Yeah, and the phone call, that live. Were you in the room that night when she did that live with that young man?
No, I don't remember that.
And it wasn't even him. What was the young man's name?
Well, I know with the whole Charles Dorsey thing where she was supposed to have him come on his channel, and she was saying that she had talked to him on the phone and had it verified. It wasn't Charles Dorsey.
That's who I'm talking about. I was in the chat room that night.
I was actually the one that contacted P. Rico, and this tells you how naive and green I was back then. Was that I contacted P. Rico thinking, oh, okay, well, you live in Chicago. Do you know how to get a hold of Charles Dorsey? I literally called and asked him that. And that's how he got involved with the whole Kate 420 thing that night. And I gave up on P Rico because he was trying to get on her live, and they couldn't figure out how to get him on there. So I went straight to Charles Dorsey's page, and when I got there, I saw people commenting under his newest post, even though it was a little bit older, but that was the newest thing. And they're like, "Hey, this lady on YouTube is saying that you're supposed to go be on her panel," and he's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Yeah, yep. But she really believed that it was him. So I could tell by, like she was trying to switch it over to Facebook so that she could get P Rico up there and stuff because, so that I was convinced that she wasn't the one being fraudulent, but at the same time, you're still responsible for what you're putting out. So
Right.
you got to hold yourself accountable like that. And she should have checked things better,
I think they banned her. Didn't they ban her from YouTube?
Oh, well, there was a lot of different stories with her and Sherry Shriner both that, I think Sherry died and her, Kate 420, her house burned down because the Goonies came and got her, whatever, that type of thing. When in fact, Kate 420, from what I understand, she's back on YouTube. And like I said, I've never been a follower of Sherry, but from what I remember watching some videos about Sherry from Hell of a Chick, and she said, I believe she showed where Sherry's not even dead, that she's hiding from the IRS. So I don't know.
Oh my God. You see what I'm saying? It's just, it's too much.
Yeah. That I will agree with.
They do too much.
And yeah, and they got, at the same time, while they're doing too much, they love to point the finger at somebody else saying that they're doing too much.
Exactly. I mean, it's too far gone. So it's no use to invest time in trying to, we want to do that, but we would never be able to reach the people that have been told these type of stories as what this young lady is saying,
Yeah, well,
And
that's like bosses told me forever. You can't make people believe whatever. And that's, I've come to understand that. My thing is, no matter what it is, whether it's somebody saying something about me or whatever, or whether it has to do with this case, I will have to agree. If you want to know the truth, you will take those extra steps to go find out. Even if it's about the case, it may sound good, but if you really want to know for sure, is it real what this person's saying? Even if it's me or you or whatever, you take that extra step to find out, is what they're saying real?
Right.
People don't do that. They're not here for that. They're not here for that. So
Help the goofies. I can tell you for myself, I'm speaking for myself. I'm not a person who hold things on my heart, and I didn't come on Facebook to make enemies with anybody. As for Edward and I, like I said on his panel, when he came to YouTube and he asked a question, he asked a general question to the public, to the YouTubers, a specific question he asked, I answered him. And because he didn't know who I was, and because I truly believe in my heart that somebody had gotten in his ear about Fresh Source TV, who he didn't know was Dana from Facebook, from his Facebook group, one of his first followers, who I had many, many conversations with Edward in his group. I followed Edward's group until I think maybe last month or month before last, when I took myself out of it because of the things he was doing on YouTube. But to get back to YouTube, when he did that to me on YouTube, he took a photo, he took my video, took my video, cropped it, my photograph off of there.
I made a screenshot.
Yes, he made a screenshot, started talking nasty over my photograph, and saved it into his files on his computer. And since then, he has been doing really, really ugly things to me on YouTube and saying things about me on YouTube. I'm sure you know the latest that he said. I was trying to
sexually negative
seduce him
things.
In my nightgown. When we have the video that shows, that came from the Facebook group, that shows me conversating with him about the Kanika Jenkins when I was in the bed covered up to my neck under my blankets. But Edward went around saying that I was trying to seduce him in my pink negligee. But yet and still, I still humbled myself and forgave what he did and went on his panel tonight, only to get ostracized again.
He called you a
He
bitch
called a bitch
twice
again.
when you got off. That was
So
just uncalled for.
I've made the effort with him. That was the last effort I'll make with him. Because he's been calling my name for a few days now, asking me to go on his panel. But I won't go anymore because he's going to do the same thing to me again.
Yeah.
He, you say he's a good person. I don't doubt that he have good qualities. But is he a genuinely good person? I don't think so. Because genuinely good person think before they do things. And they're not going to do things to intentionally hurt others.
Yeah.
And that's what I see Edward doing. I could have had Edward's channel taken from him for doing those things to me on YouTube.
Yep.
But still, out of the kindness of my heart, what I did was, when I saw what he had did again, I sent him a message warning him and asking him to take the video down before I file a complaint against him with YouTube. And that's why that video is not up anymore. You have to be careful with a person like Edward, because he have what you call them people, the ones who are able to indoctrinate people into cults.
Yeah.
He have that kind of spirit. I know this. I'm a spiritual person. He can't affect me in that way because I could fight him off through prayers. But for the weak people, the weaker people, he will indoctrinate y'all. He will make y'all convert to his beliefs, even if y'all don't believe like he do. You can't do that with me and Cassie. But he has a whole lot of women.
I'm here. I was looking for something. I'm sorry.
That he's able to do that because the women that are going in his chat are vulnerable women and they need a space to vent, and they find his channel the place to do it in. But like I said once before, they all have YouTube channels. They can get on their own YouTube channel and make lives and speak what they want to speak about in their chats, in their rooms. They don't need to be in Edward's chat. I mean, what is your concern? I don't know what is your concern, because I don't have any beef with Edward. I tried with him again tonight. But my mama used to say all the time, you can love people from a distance.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
You know?
Today's the 13th, right? Okay. It says it's after midnight. So 9, 10, 11, 12. 3 days ago, Edward was calling me a fucking white bitch.
Yeah.
So I don't understand how people feel like that he really likes me. That's bogus.
I don't understand.
Somebody had sent me a message. That's what I was looking for. What they were talking about.
Edward is he's very manipulative.
Yep.
And he's drawn to people that he knows that he can control.
Easily manipulated. Now.
And the people who are drawn to him, I just have to say, they have issues in their own life with self-esteem, self-worth, and all that other stuff like that. Because anybody who know their worth would not take that kind of abuse online from a man or anybody else.
I really want to ask a question here, but it's not my
Go ahead on. Go ask what you have to ask.
It's not my panel.
Go ahead on. I give you the floor. I give you the time.
I'm really curious with this person that's talking to us. I just really want to ask why they feel the need, because correct me, because it's been a minute that I asked the question. And did they not say that they were not when they were both profiles, but that they never were online speaking at the same time?
Well, it seems like they're thinking ahead of you, because they put the next comment was, but anyway, I'm not R2. R2?
That's fine.
Just a lady. I'm just a lady who really cares about. Okay.
That's fine. Okay, so here I'm gonna request then to screen share.
Go ahead, baby. Let me get me a cup of coffee while you're doing that.
Well, you gotta approve it before I can do it.
Okay. Okay. All right.
You got it.
I'll wait.
All right, there. You gotta click the button.
Right there.
So, okay.
Let me make it big.
My question is, you had said earlier that you do not use both profiles at the same time, and that's how you were on both profiles. But right here, it shows that these comments are one right after another, so they would have to be on at the same time. So, whatever your agenda is, I hope you're at least learning something from what Miss Dana is telling you. Because if you are somebody with the right heart, you will at least go fact check to see if what she is saying is true or not. And I'm saying this because she's a good woman, and I don't like to see people take advantage of anybody. But you clearly stated in your comments that you never used both profiles at the same time, when in fact, these two profiles are speaking within seconds. And I mean, I can go to the actual live itself and blow it up where we can all see it, and they are both on at the same time. You know, that's what I don't get is if you come here to try to thinking that you're going to start some kind of trouble, okay, it didn't work, but there's no need to lie. We're all adults here. I mean, both those profiles are on at the same time. By you keep saying I'm not R2D2 and that Yep is your profile, that makes me feel like either you are her or you're a good friend of hers. But I know one thing is this person speaks exactly like Stephanie, and this person does not.
Wait, hold on, Cassie. So you're saying that the YEP person is Stephanie?
They're saying Help the Goofies is saying that YEP is their other profile and that they switch between them. But you could clearly see here the two comments are within seconds apart.
Right.
And I'm saying, like I said earlier, The YEP profile speaks the exact same vocabulary and everything the way Stephanie speaks. And
Okay.
Helper Goofies does not.
Oh, okay.
Well, you can keep bringing up your baby, but that has nothing to do with contradicting what you're saying. That's why I said I hope that you are taking the things that Miss Dana is saying and go and not waste them. No, you didn't say that. That's why I was asking. Correct me if I'm wrong then, because I can go back and look.
You were talking to me on Mr. Edwards' channel? See, I didn't really pay attention to who was on the other lady
I
who
didn't
was
even
on
see
the
any names
panel.
up there. Yeah, I didn't
I
see any
saw
names.
Keisha up there, but I didn't really pay attention to the other name. So that
There
was
was
you?
a yo that kept popping up and down. I don't remember who the other one was.
The only thing I can say to you, I mean,
You made me okay. I don't now don't
evidently,
take this the wrong way. You made a stranger the godfather of your child, a stranger that has pedophilia ways. And I'm
how
not saying
old are
that.
you? If you don't mind me asking, how old are you? You can just say in my 20s, in my 30s, whatever. You don't have to give me an exact age.
If you really did make him your godfather of your child, you need to know something about him. And I'm not being ugly. I'm being factual.
Yeah.
Because this came straight out of his mouth, straight out of his group. That scares me right there. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
That we're living in a world that somebody so easily would just claim that. I hope it's not true for the safety of their child.
Phone for me.
I'm trying to pull up the video.
I'm not
I'm pulling the video up so they can see it, hear it, whatever.
okay.
I'm just, I got a mixed feeling whether or not I'm just humoring this or if it's legit or not. I don't know.
Right. Me too.
I mean, that I don't care how old a person is. I would find that very, not impossible, but not probable to believe that a total stranger would do that. And if they did, then it's like, you're scaring me. That's all. I mean, I'm scared for you and your child.
You in your 30s? Hmm. You're a follower of who? Edward?
And she's saying Edward's her baby's godfather.
Yeah, she made. Yeah, I did see her say she named her baby after Edward and Island Girl.
And how long has she been known either one of them?
I mean, it's sad to say that you named your baby after two liars. I hope that spirit don't fall off on you, baby. Let me go get my coffee, Cassie.
Go ahead. She can hear the audio when it's coming up.
Okay.
Because he was sitting in the dark anyway, so there's nothing to see. I'm waiting for the part to come up so you can hear it. And I'm just saying. And like I said, I'm not saying this out of ugliness. This is from one of his lives out of his Facebook group.
Yeah. How does that shit feel, Edward? In your, you gotta bend over. You gotta bend over. Your mom and let it suck on it just like a child. You say what? Say it again. I said stick it in your mom and suck on it just like a child. I said stick it in your mom and suck on it just like a child.
My God,
Oh, you even say stick in your mouth and suck it like a child? Yeah. Your mouth and suck it like a child? Yeah. What the fuck is wrong with you, Negro? Yeah. He's the most nastiest, dirtiest, filthiest. Well, shit right there. I would never tell a grown man to put a dick in your mouth and suck it like a child. Yeah. Not a woman, not a man, but a child. Yeah. Bitch, how does that shit feel, Edward? Tell me. Tell me, Edward. Tell me how that shit feel. You said, put a dick in your mouth and suck it like a child. Yeah. Did you hear what you just said?
That's why I said he's got pedophilia ways.
yes.
Now I don't know if you're on a delay and you ain't heard it yet or what, because it's.
Oh, so you don't know him that long?
You've known Edward since December, because that's when he got on YouTube. And you would name your child after him? And that means you don't know Island Girl at all. That's scary. I mean, I don't know if it's true or not what you're saying, to be honest with you, because I can't think of any grown adult woman that would do something that naive.
Yeah.
But if you did, you've got some concerns that you
Yeah.
should be having.
And I pray to God that you never leave your baby around. Try to get to
Don't.
know Edward in real life, where your baby is around Edward after he said
6
something like
months?
that.
6 months? You would name your child after a person you've only met 6 months ago? Not to mention all the crazy flip-flopping, mood-swinging, psychotic things that he's done and said, but just somebody that's 6 months? You couldn't name him after somebody in the family?
Don't do what, sweetie? We're trying to help you out here. We're trying to help you out. This is truth.
Did you not hear it? Did you not hear that recording of
out.
him? Did you not hear that recording of him? He said that. He told Mika Kane, who's not a friend of mine, I recorded the argument they had. He told her to suck his dick like a child. That's pedophilia. And she asked him many times, what'd you say, to make sure she heard him right? And she says, do you hear what you're saying? He goes, yeah. He didn't try to hide it. He sits there with his little son talking about how he's going to fuck Teresa in the ass and how he got fucked in the ass and all kinds of shit with his little boy sitting there. I'm sorry, I can't help this conversation.
And don't forget about the teddy bear incident.
Molested a teddy bear.
Or the stuffed animal incident. You have that video?
Yeah, but they ain't gonna hear it. They ain't gonna listen. Well, let me tell you, because just 3 months ago, he offered to pay Nosy Bug to come visit him. He doesn't know her, so that makes him just as stupid.
Oh my God.
And Nosy Bug still talks to him every day, or not every day, but all the time. She still thinks that she can save him.
Oh no, you can't save Edward. Can't teach an old dog new tricks. That man is settled in his ways.
But you named your baby after a man that has pedophile ways with children. Do you not see the issue there? A man that you only met on the internet 6 months ago. There's something wrong there. And the baby's father, your husband, or whoever the guy is, he doesn't have a problem with this? Or is he not in the picture? I guess maybe it's none of my business. I'm just saying. I'm just thinking, your parents don't have a problem with this? I need a cup of coffee. Lord,
Becoming a godfather or a godmother, that's a great responsibility.
Yeah, they take care of your child if something happens to you. So you
exactly
just gave your child to a man that talks about for somebody to suck his dick like a baby, like a child.
You don't have any family. You see, and I just said it. It's vulnerable women that goes to his chat.
I find that I'm not saying it's not possible. It's just not probable that many women who need help that they are not going to get over there, not going to get anywhere on the internet, would all gravitate to this man.
We just played it for you, so now you know. You didn't know, now you know.
Are you on a delay? I mean, let me write something here. I'm going to write in the chat. I'm going to tell her so we can find out how much of a delay she's on. It said 812 is what it's, 512 is what it said. I'm still not seeing it on StreamYard yet, but I know that. Okay, there it goes. Now I see it on StreamYard. And trust me, people don't got to have a family to have a baby. Plenty of people did it by themselves. So I would not go snatching up the strangers off the internet.
No.
That scares me that we are living in a world that women in their 30s would be that naive still.
Yeah. It's happening. It still happens.
With all the badness in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing when leave it, Cleaver, Beaver, whatever the hell their name is back those days, but golly. I mean, but I've already my teeter-totter seesaw, whatever you want to call it, battle right now is, I know what they commented earlier when I asked them about the profiles.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand that.
Oh, she's saying that she's from Barbados.
Okay. That I don't think that's going to make anybody more naive or something.
No.
I mean, I know a lot of people that's not from the States. A lot of times they look at the men from the States as being something of a trophy, but boy, do they got another thing coming.
What are you tired of? Help the Goofies. Oh, Cassie, seems like every time I do these lives, and I'm not complaining.
The weirdest.
It's just an observation.
Yeah.
It always turns into
well, if you don't know what to name the baby, there's a lot of websites on the internet that's baby names, and they give you a lot of good suggestions. I wouldn't pick one from a stranger off the internet.
Did you actually name the baby? Did you sign the papers and stuff already? Or
I've
is
never.
that just something you were thinking about naming the baby?
You don't have to apologize. You just, I just would love for you to think smarter for your child, because a lot of you, if you're from Barbados, like what I just said, a lot of people that don't live in the United States, they think that the United States is a bunch of trophy men, and he is far from it. I have no idea, Shamika B.
Where's Shamika?
She
Yeah,
says,
we don't know what's going on.
I'm trying my hardest just to roll with it.
I mean, our live turned into something else. Another session.
And they'll come back and clown tomorrow. Oh,
Mm,
look, they really believed it or whatever. But hey, you know what? If I turn around and say call them out, then I'm being the bitch. So okay, whatever.
you keep saying you have a treatment. What is the treatment? Oh my God.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't. We're trying to be
Yeah,
Captain Save a Hole. Bosses.
yeah. We're gonna have to
I said, we can get off of here because I'm
continue this
curious
another.
to go
Yeah,
listen and see what if we're actually being streamed at the same time to be clown on us. I don't know.
I'm about to end this live.
That's good.
All right, Cassie.
I've got a whole list of flags I still need to hand out. I'm just not looking forward to having to go through all them voices. But somebody might be losing their channel. I just got to sit down and fill out the paperwork.
I don't understand those kind of things. What you putting down right there? YDYM, WDYM. What
What do
is
you
that?
mean? That means what do you mean?
Oh,
I got that one. Yay.
you're from Barbados, and you know how to do all that.
I only learn.
Okay, well, help the goofies. I'm out of here. I want to say thank you for tuning in, and I hope we've shared some information with you that will be helpful to you. And good luck to you and your baby. I'm out. Good night. Good night, Chloe.